nation that has over $16 trillion in debt. It is no wonder why we, the taxpayers, want to know where our money is going. The federal government has spent over $15 trillion on welfare since the start of the war on poverty that started in 1965. However, in the 48 years that Americans have been waging their war on poverty, there is still plenty of poverty to go around in our country. If you look at the graph, you can see that over 100 million people are currently on the welfare system, and our federal government is spending over $746 billion a year on this program alone. The welfare system should be eradicated, and a new system should be put into place. Today, we are going to first look at our problem with the welfare system and how it is being misused. Then, we're going to look at the reasons why it is being misused. And finally, we're going to look at my solution, which includes eliminating welfare completely and implementing a new system. What does most of our welfare money go towards? Food stamps, Medicaid, housing assistance? Most of the money does not go towards that. According to the article, does the federal government spend more on welfare than anything else, from the Washington Post by John Kessler, the government spent 50% more on corporate welfare than it did on food stamps and housing assistance put together. So most of your hard-earned money goes towards welfare is actually being used to bail out large companies. How can anyone possibly be supporting this, you may be wondering? According to Stephen Slavinsky, supporters of the corporate welfare programs often justify them as remedying some sort of market failure. However, the market failures are usually either predicted or overblown. Many large companies have taken welfare subsidized, including Boeing, Motorola, General Electric, and others have received millions in taxpayer-funded benefits through programs like advanced technology programs and the Export-Import Bank. In addition, the federal crop subsidy programs continue to fund the wealthiest farmers. The government and large companies aren't the only ones abusing the welfare system. From having more children to get more money, to just plain out not getting a job because welfare pays more than minimum wage, there are plenty of people abusing the system. According to Professor Levin, head of the Department of Philosophy at City College and the Graduate Center of the City University, New York City, New York, welfare creates a culture of dependency, sapping individualism and the initiative of its recipients. In the slums right now, a generation of illegitimate children are raised by fatherless aid families with department children is being encouraged to produce the next generation. Now, you probably may be wondering why it is so easy for everyone to be abusing the system. It is because there's major flaws within it that allow this to happen. There are many programs that are started by our government that give large companies that don't need money bailouts. Also, there are not strict enough rules when it comes to the time limits on welfare, the amount of money given out, and the qualifications to receive welfare. According to NLCS.org, only 8 states require a person to go through drug screenings before receiving welfare, which allows many people to use their money to buy illegal substances rather than necessities like food, housing, and clothing. Also, a family can be on welfare for up to 2 years. On top of all that, welfare pays more per month than minimum wage does, which doesn't exactly encourage people to go out and find jobs quickly. The solution to all of our welfare problems America is facing right now is right under our noses. Welfare should be eradicated, and a new system, and individuals who are unable to fully support themselves and their families through the job market must once again learn to rely on churches, families, and community groups, and also local charities. However, to encourage people to donate to charity to help the families that are going to be relying on the charities after welfare is eradicated, the government should put into place a dollar-for-dollar tax credit for the money that is donated. Just how charitable are Americans? According to the article Giving Statistics from CharityNavigator.org, Americans donate over $316 billion every year to charity. So with this new plan in place, along with help from families, communities, and churches, it would more than cover the costs it would keep to keep families above the poverty line. Also, another big factor contributing to the poverty is segregation based on income. happening within schools and school districts. According to LP.org, the Libertarian Party website, wealthy and middle-class families are able to send their kids to better schools because they live under better districts, or they can afford to send their kids to private schools. However, poor families who cannot afford to move to a better district are forced to send their kids to poorly funded schools that don't give the children the education that they need. How can anyone who doesn't receive a proper education get a good job and be able to live above the poverty line? That is why parents need to be allowed to choose where their children go to school. A free market education system is the only way if we are going to have brighter futures for the children whose families live in poverty. That would entail letting parents choose where their children go to school, and instead of making them send their kids to the district in which they live in. Today, we have looked at why we need to eradicate welfare and what it needs to be replaced with. Then, we first looked at the problem we were having with the current system and saw many people, corporations, and the government were misusing it. Then we found the cause of the problem, which was a faulty system. Finally, we looked at the solution to the problem. The solution to eradicating welfare is to give a dollar per dollar tax credit to those who give to charity and implementing a free market education system. Now I challenge each and every one of you to go out and make a petition to our government to eliminate welfare.